I'm Randy C. Bonds, and I just wanted to share my testimony with you all about what God has been doing in this past season of my life. I just grew up as one of those kids who didn't know myself worth, didn't have high self-esteem, just always thought lowly of myself. And I don't know necessarily where that stemmed from and why there was an issue, but it's something that carried into my adult life. And it wasn't until I came to Lifeline and I learned how to value myself, how to value what God created me to be, knowing that I was really His masterpiece, that really helped me grow personally, professionally, and spiritually. So this year God really escalated things to a whole nother level. When Pastor called us to do the fast, just to be honest, I wasn't going to do it, and I had various reasons of why I didn't understand it and why I didn't want to do it. And I hadn't done it since 2009, but this was the first year I was in a small group, was in a Connect small group, and like they challenged me. Like we had like a full interrogation in small group, like why aren't you doing this? You know, we're supposed to be one body, we're supposed to be doing this together. If you trust Pastor to be your man of God, you trust him to be your shepherd, then you need to follow the rules and do what the shepherd of this house has instructed you to do. So in doing so, I gave in and I did it, and immediately God's His favor just began to shower down over my life like never before. I wrote down a bunch of goals at the beginning of the year, like I wanted a new car, I wanted to travel more, I wanted to have more divine connections and divine relationships, and all of those things happened. I was like, okay, Lord, give me 5 or 6 months to do that. I wanted to double my income. I'm like, give me until May or June to do that. I got me a car a month and a half later. My very first car, the very first car even that existed within my household. I got me a brand new 2016 Toyota Camry, and then on top of that, not even 2 weeks later, my income doubled. And it didn't just double, it exceeded the amount that I set as my goal. And then the next month after that, I tripled my income. The month after that, I quadrupled my income. I just really began to see the manifestation of those things that I put down as my goals. And I know that came from me taking that chance to really walk in obedience and make that sacrifice and do something that was uncomfortable for me, something that I didn't necessarily want to do, but do it because I was instructed to do it. I may not have agreed with it or may not have felt like doing it, and none of that mattered because I was instructed to do so. And when I began to walk in that level of obedience, God began to again show His grace and His mercy upon me like never before. And most importantly, His favor just really covered me everywhere that I went. I just really saw Him put His super over my natural. And so again, I doubled my income. I got me a new car and everything. And I think again, all of that really was just the result of that applied obedience. And the biggest thing I'll say that I had to learn was just really to submit to authority. That's something I've struggled with all of my life. And not that I was just a bad kid or anything, but if I felt strongly about something, I was going to take it into my own hands. I didn't, feel like letting the Lord handle every one of my battles and just turn it all over to Him. I just believed in fighting for myself and always having my own back. And I've seen where that's got me. Now I can say that I see where obedience has got me. And it's in a much better place where now I have more than enough. I have enough to give and I have enough to take care of my basic needs, my wants, and then also take care of the needs and desires of others as well. Another piece of the puzzle was, in this whole talk about obedience, was for the first time, again since 2009, I actually did a Liberty offering for the first time. I sold a $1,000 seed, and I trusted God for it. I believed in it, and normally, again, I wouldn't do that. I just haven't done it in forever. This is the biggest seed I've ever sown to God. And Pastor, declared that we would get a return on it. And literally that month, I brought in almost $10,000 that month, which I have never done in my life. I've never made nothing close to that. But I believe that was a return on the seed that I sowed in faith. And so many things came up to try to keep me from giving it, whether it was clients paying late, and some people not paying at all, some things falling through the cracks. And I was just like, I'm trusting God that I'm going to be able to pay this. And I trusted Him for the seed. Pastor always said, God gives seed to the sower. And so I trusted it. I didn't measure the win. I just trusted it and I sowed it. And again, I got an immediate return on it. And that was really the thing that I got this year. It's just that, when you practice delayed gratification opposed to instant gratification, the reward is way greater than what you could ever plan. And so just overall, for me choosing obedience in this season, I've grown spiritually, and I've learned what my spiritual gifts are, and I've been able to hear from God clearer than ever before, and to receive from God like clearer than ever before. And then I've also grown and learned my natural purpose even at a greater level now in ways that I didn't understand before. So he's given me clarity about what it is that I'm meant to do while here on earth. He's given me real great clarity and revelation about my assignment here on earth, which is just so, it just brings me so much peace and understanding with how to move forward. And then professionally, I've grown. I've grown by knowing my worth, knowing my value, knowing how to charge for what I do, and how to get a return on my gifts. It's one thing to give my gift freely, and it's another thing to really see the word work. And again, he said, our gifts will make room for us and bring us before great men, and our gifts are made to bring us great wealth. And so I positioned myself now to receive that great wealth, but it came from me knowing what the word says about me, knowing who I am in Christ, knowing that I am his masterpiece and that I'm his child and made in his likeness, and now having an understanding of that, I've grown in every area of my life. And I know that there's still much growth left to be done, but I'm just honored to see, and I'm excited about where I am now and where I'm going in the next season.